Most normal people, I swear to God, if they just like literally removed themselves from the conversation for a brief moment and didn't think about all the baggage that is associated with like Twitter, being Twitter brained, being deranged on the timeline, they would recognize like, oh yeah, never mind. That's actually a good take.
Really wasn't planning on weighing in too heavily on this whole MrBeast drama that's blowing up, calling him demonic for his newest video about curing 1,000 people's blindness.
Also, for the record, the person that Moist is calling out here, lol overruled, is a wonderful public defender. He's the man, okay? And you know, I get why a lot of leftists also, you know, have an icky feeling about what MrBeast does. I get it. But this dude is great, and he literally, his entire life, at least at this stage, is unironically dedicated to helping those who are f***ed over by the legal system. I cannot comprehend looking at a dude like that and going, you're the villain. It blows my fucking mind.
I feel like the only people that are going super hard on this, you know, making a big hoot and holler, calling it demonic, are people who are terminally online, like a Twitter prisoner. I
mean, he's not wrong about that, though. Yes, shitting on MrBeast implies being terminally online for sure.
All trapped on the platform, forced to tweet 50,000 tweets a year, and pretty much find every possible thing to be upset about. I'm still just not convinced there's any real, breathing, sentient people that actually have these thoughts outside of Twitter. I think Twitter, for some reason, acts as like this exorcism to bring out the dumb demon within everyone. It's extremely easy to go on Twitter and say the stupidest shit imaginable and never register how dumb it is. I don't know, that's just the Twitter brain rot in a nutshell. It's very easy to do things on there and feel like you're being productive, like you made a mean tweet or you complained about something, thus you're improving the world. Anyway, I'm already getting lost in the sauce here. I'll break down the situation. MrBeast made a video a couple days ago where he paid for people's life-changing...
Yeah, but everyone who covered this never looked at his second tweet. Some people think I'm mad at him. I don't care about him at all. In fact, he's a fascinating and bizarre person. I don't know what to tell you. If a single rich guy paid for life-changing surgery for us, and it's easy to do this, doesn't set off any kind of alarm bell in your heads. Yeah. There's something so demonic about this, and I can't even articulate what it is what he said. Okay? And a lot of people feel that way. But I try to take it one step further and, God forbid, communicate where it's coming from, okay? That feeling of ickiness, that feeling of anger and resentment is not directed towards MrBeast, okay? A lot of leftists incorrectly, in my opinion, directed towards MrBeast, and there are valid criticisms you can make about him, okay? Because he is literally the representative of this, like, fucked up structure in that immediate moment when you're analyzing the content itself, okay? But like ultimately, it's the ickiness that you feel or the anger and the resentment that you feel is 100% because you're watching someone individually on a fucking YouTube video fix people's vision when this should be like, it's so simple. He says it himself. He's like, this is crazy. It's a 10-minute surgery. How the fuck is this not free? That's what it is. It's sad. It's so sad. And obviously, if philanthropy was a solution to systemic problems, we wouldn't have need for philanthropy at this point, right? What is it? Is it that like people just aren't doing philanthropy hard enough? It's also discussing that MrBeast will still make money off the video from advertising. No, but you don't understand. Like that money doesn't even go into his pocket. That money either goes back to another fucking video that he's making that's going to be extravagant or directly, usually when he does philanthropy videos like this, it just goes into the fund that he has created for it. So even then, it's like he is the same as like any other 501c3. Dare I say, perhaps even more ethical than other 501c3s because it has a built-in marketing mechanism that is also self-funding in and of itself. So that's the difference. But the issue I have is that, yes, people think that doing philanthropy makes you infallible. That's exactly. That is what's hilarious about this, except unless you're a fucking socialist, in which case the philanthropy you're doing is for PR and you're a bad person. Yeah, I mean, exactly. A 10-minute, look, Mango JPEG is one of the fucking crustiest leftists in this community, okay? Like, almost had an aneurysm when I did a fucking when I even thought about doing a competition for artists in the community because they wanted to do a competition. And even he recognizes the charitability in this. He's like, a 10-minute surgery that gets people working again, it pays for itself. He said that. He's criticizing the system very lightly, at least. Exactly. And also, why the fuck would you openly criticize the goddamn system? Okay? Why would you criticize the goddamn system when you criticize the system, people want to fucking kill you? People just call you a pedophile. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, dude, well, you're a leftist, so you must be a pedophile psycho. And it's like, well, okay. Thanks, man. Guy living in the fucking Appalachian Mountains who needs an NGO from Europe to come over and fix your goddamn dental. Thank you. Thank you for that. Fuck. You know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers who have like lifelong diabetes and have to pay like thousands of dollars for insulin will come in and be like, fuck you, dude. You fucking rich asshole. How dare you want people to have free healthcare? Something that is afforded, something that is given to every other citizen in pretty much all the other countries on the planet with the exception of the United States of America. Fuck you. Fuck you, brother. I love this system. I love my country. It's called freedom, bitch. It's crazy.
Surgery for restoring eyesight, giving them eyesight for the first time. It was a very big video. Performed extremely well, tons of views, but it also spawned tons of controversy, which isn't surprising at all. I'm sure everyone saw that coming. This wasn't a shocking revelation. It was about as surprising as learning that poop smells bad, because everything is controversial to someone, no matter what. And I know this has been said a million times now, but it is the truth. If MrBeast made a video talking about how he found the cure for cancer and is giving it away to, like, for free for everyone forever, there would still be a large group of people online that would be comparing him to the Antichrist and saying he's only doing it as a selfish means and it's exploitative. Like, we've reached this point where everyone has to be mad about something, no matter how positive it is. It's pretty much a giant...
For those of you saying MrBeast has it all confused and misconstrued too, yeah, of course, dude. Of course he does. What do you mean? What the fuck do you expect, bro? And look, this got 700,000 likes. Even if nobody said MrBeast is bad and very openly communicated that, like, I don't care about the actions of MrBeast in this particular video. I just think it's fucked up that people can't pay for healthcare, which is what I said. I got ass fucked over the internet for like the past fucking week. Since the Dexerto tweet and since like the LSF post. Okay? Because people are just like, what? What? How dare you bring up the systems? What? In a video that literally is like about how fucked up the system is. I can't point to anything as an analogy to this because this should immediately ring every alarm bell in your head when you see a 20-minute surgery that is able to give back sight to every motherfucker that doesn't currently have it. And you realize that the only thing stopping people from getting this is money. When you see that, okay, and it doesn't immediately like piss you off, I don't know what to tell you. You are literally blind, but in a different way. Not cataract surgery way, but you're just blind to what's going on. You got a dick in your ass that you didn't consent to, and you're oblivious to it. You're just like, nah, it's fine, actually. Yeah, there are 3 takes. Nothing is wrong with this. Well, no. They don't even say nothing is wrong with this. They say, MrBeast is an incredible individual, and even if you criticize systems in the same breath while you're talking about MrBeast, you are the scum of the earth that deserves to be fucking murdered on the streets, and also a hypocrite. 2, MrBeast does good work, but this points to a flaw in the system. And then 3, MrBeast is a demon for exploiting blind people for his own benefit. The first one is not just like, oh, MrBeast is doing a good thing. They just literally lose their minds. But of course, this person is going to fucking react this way. When in their minds, they're doing nothing wrong, okay? In their mind, they think they're being the best possible person. They have a video. They made a video. The video is a self-funding vehicle for more surgeries to be performed overseas In his mind, he thinks he's doing the right thing, which he is. I mean, people always tell me, like, dude, Hasan, why don't you do enough charity? Why don't you do enough charity? Why don't you donate all your money to charity? When I already do. Right? And there's plenty of shit that he does that it also is not like on camera in the same way, like food banks and all the other things that he funds. Ultimately though, like, as far as content goes, as far as output goes, he's not doing anything that's like specifically designed to propagandize beyond being a product of the system itself. Okay? He's a normal dude who has abnormal interest in the algorithm and just wants to be a fucking machine learning process that churns out videos. Okay? And you need to understand that people view him as that, or not even as that. They would consider this to be fucking criticism. People view him as like Jesus Christ, okay? Our Lord and Savior. Capital is Jesus, okay? So when anyone criticizes him openly and says, like, this makes me feel bad, this is icky or whatever, or even ranging all the way from that to, like, he is a bad person and I fucking hate him and I hope he falls apart or whatever, most people go, what the fuck are you saying? You just yelled at a guy who, like, helped cure 1,000 people's blindness. Like, it's just, the defense is built into it. The defense is inherently built into the fucking action. Okay? So, of course, this is going to get 700,000 likes. That's it. Anyway. Kind of an effective altruism guy by accident. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking parody of civilization at this point when it comes to how Twitter responds to shit. But anyway, he makes this video, he pays for all of these surgeries, and he gets blasted on Twitter for it by a large group of people. I'll just go ahead and bring up probably the biggest tweet that people were talking about. It's this one that talks about it being demonic and not being able to explain why. Which is always such a beautiful argument. This thing sucks, but don't ask me why because I can't explain it. It just does because everything sucks to me.
I think, again, I think everyone immediately falls into, like, human beings are not very intelligent, as we all know, as we demonstrate every single day. I do it for fucking 10 hours a day. You guys know how dumb I am, okay? I think people just read and then immediately it sparks something in their brains where they're like, oh, this is a leftist guy. He's just probably shitting on MrBeast because he's rich, and leftists are known to fucking criticize anything and everything. You get what I'm saying? Like, when I understand where Lolo Ruled is coming from because I know him. I mean, I know what he does. I know what he does on his daily life. He's a fucking good person. You know what I mean?
Fuck everyone and fuck everything. Everything's negative.
Charlie has good normie takes, but this isn't one of them. No, I think, no. This is the normie position. You can't look at what Charlie says as though it is descriptive. I mean, as if it's normative. It's not. It's descriptive, okay? Understand that he is, like, literally the normie Jesus. Like, this is firmly planked in the fucking middle of the conversation every time.
It's a really great point that they're making here. But anyway, this led to a large discussion and people debating, is it even a good thing what he's done here?
This video isn't about you. You're being incredibly self-centered right now. No, I'm not talking about myself, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about Lolo Overruled, who said there's something very demonic about this. And then he followed up by saying, people are misunderstanding. I don't care about MrBeast. I'm talking about the fact that, like, you have to pay for healthcare.
So let me weigh in here. You know, here comes MrBeast's unpaid PR guy coming out. I think it's a good thing. I think there's a lot of good arguments to be made about the state of medical treatment like this. How 1,000 people could have had life-changing surgery if they were just born wealthier, or if they were a bit luckier with their financials. If they just had a good spawn in life, they could have been able to afford this life-changing treatment and been able to see. But it's been paywalled, and they couldn't afford it. And the only way they were able to get it is because MrBeast wanted to make a video out of it. That's a very real problem. But it's a problem MrBeast didn't create. He's not the supervillain puppet master behind the scenes making these treatments unaffordable. This is so weird to target him. It seems very misguided instead of going after the actual issue at the core of all of this. The gift of sight shouldn't be something that you have to fucking be lucky enough to afford. Treating Vision like some kind of DLC paywall package is so fucking awful.
There you go. That's perfect. He's right. Correct.
A lot of people criticize this because he made a video out of it saying, well, you could have just done this on your own, which he could have, and I always agree that that's a very fine thing to point out. I've always agreed that doing good deeds and
By the way, it's funny because he like shit on the original tweet, but then literally agreed with it, which is, again, the fucking normie take. Most normal people, I swear to God, if they just like literally removed themselves from the conversation for a brief moment and didn't think about all the baggage that is associated with like Twitter, being Twitter brained, being deranged on the timeline, and like immediately thinking that this is yet another person who's deranged on the timeline, signaling that like a good thing is actually bad, okay, they would recognize like, oh yeah, never mind, that's actually a good take.
in private is far more genuine and authentic than doing good deeds for the sake of
Because that tweet was worded horribly. How the fuck don't you understand this? Oh, that tweet was worded horribly. You're right. How about the 700 tweets that I have had and the video that I have made that yet still has kept people from understanding my point? Perhaps you are having a hard time not understanding my point in this process. It's not even worded horribly, okay? That tweet in and of itself is not worded horribly if you are incapable, unless you're incapable of seeing it in a charitable way. Especially considering that the second follow-up tweet underneath it immediately is, I know Charlie's not calling me out. I know, chatters. Why can't you understand? Charlie's not calling me out, dumbasses. I know. Okay? Twitter is where charitability goes to die. Yeah, I know. But what you have to understand is like, dude, we put a thumbnail on the YouTube video, right? Like, I can do anything and everything I can to basically fucking say, I changed it, by the way. I changed the title. Everyone is missing the point about MrBeast in my video that just came out yesterday, okay? I changed the title. The thumbnail literally points to MrBeast and goes, not the problem, okay? But, like, you have to present it in a way where you're, like, overtly glazing MrBeast while also simultaneously, like, maintain a career of being a fucking centrist for like 10 years leading up to that moment so that people can listen to you and go, oh yeah, that's right. Seeing in a charitable way, irony. I know, it's not missing. The irony is not missing. DeFranco agree with you. You said your take was on point. Yes, because Philip DeFranco knows what my opinions are. He understands where I'm coming from. He gets my ideology. And he's not an uncharitable person to me, okay? So of course, and most people, even if they're like not directly motivated by like anti-leftist hatred or whatever, okay, are going to get that. They're going to get that. Most people will understand it, which is precisely why, like, until psychotic right-wing asshats started fucking QRTing the Dexerto tweet with the least charitable interpretation possible to motivate all these other people to be like, yeah, fuck Hasan, most people were like, yeah, this doesn't make sense.
public brownie points.
It seems like he's just saying what we all think, which is that it's fucked up. Healthcare should be free.
Or reputational benefits. A YouTuber making a video giving homeless people money for 12 hours challenge. Impossible. It's like, oh, that's kind of fucking weird. But I've also always maintained the stance of, yeah, the motivation may have been selfish, but those people did get money that is no doubt going to be helpful for them. So it's a good deed done by a less than good person. And the thing with MrBeast is he does do a lot of great shit for his community in private. So when he does do these public displays of doing good things, I never get the impression that it's inauthentic or coming from a place of trying to, capitalize on the back of suffering or anything like that. Like, of course, you can obviously tell it grows his brand, so it is mutually beneficial. Him doing good deeds does also benefit him, maybe not financially, but in terms of, like, subscribers and all of that, it does help him. But both things can be true, that he can be genuinely wanting to help people while it also helping himself. But I feel like MrBeast, given his track record, has shown that he does these things to hopefully inspire others, and the money he makes from this content usually goes into other things that help other people, like MrBeast philanthropy, for example. So it's always fueling a greater good regardless. But something that is important to point out is that, yes, it does grow his brand. he benefits from this. Even if it's not financially, he obviously is going to take a huge net loss on this because of
The point is, you could say this word for word and people would hate you for it. Dog, I did say this word for word. Like, pretty much verbatim. Charlie's criticisms of MrBeast or like the type of content versus Charlie's systemic criticisms of like DLC paywalling healthcare are literally fucking-batum. If you watch my video or any number of hours that I've dedicated to covering this, okay, it's literally the same shit. We have said the exact same shit. The difference is Charlie has a track record of being a centrist, okay? So people are infinitely more understanding of his take, which is why I actually respect his position. I think you need people like that, okay? You need people that can fucking quell the hogs. What Charlie personally doesn't recognize, and I saw this already, is that the more, I don't want to even say this, the more Charlie covers things that are like anti-police, for example, or whatever, the more people will become less charitable to him, because ultimately people fucking despise anyone that makes systemic critiques, even if they agree with it. He literally uses the same phrases. Your spawn point determines if you can get surgery, and the surgery is paywalled. Exactly. Why can't Charlie do a little bit more? What do you want him to do? I don't want him to do more. Okay? I started seeing people shit on Charlie too. There was like a green text tweet that went viral the other day that I saw about Charlie, where people were just like shitting on him, saying that like all he does now is just fucking this. And I personally think it's because 74,000 likes. I personally think it's because like, you know, people don't like it when he like actually is making some systemic commentary. Hey guys, Critical. Today we're taking yet another clip from my live stream of me watching a YouTube video that somebody else made and getting 1 million views for what little I add in words with my boring, dry, tired voice. Also, for comedic effect, I will stretch the image on the YouTube thumbnail for the billionth time. Please laugh. And everybody, I mean, 74,000 likes. I've never seen motherfuckers shit on Charlie like this before. I've never seen motherfuckers shit on Charlie like this. And I do think that it is partially because he has over time he has like done more criticism. Over the past couple of years, Charlie's criticism has shifted a little bit it's like more center left. I know it's from 2022. I know it's from last year. Yeah. All it takes for someone to consider you to be to consider you an op is quite literally to say things that are unimaginable. Like, people should have their health care covered by the government. Hold on now. That's commie talk, boy. Seems to me like you're not in your apolitical ways no longer.
the price of these surgeries, his brand does grow from it. But I ask, is that a bad thing? For so long, people have called for positive role models to be the people that are successful and popular. And now you have someone like MrBeast, who is the biggest YouTuber, and almost all of his content is focused on improving other people's lives, whether it's directly through financial incentives, through MrBeast philanthropy, food kitchens, paying for 1,000 people's eyesight. Isn't that the exact kind of content you would want to be successful? Let's hop into the septic tank and play around in the shit takes for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's also kind of true. Like, the entire point is, and I know, like, even leftists get mad at me. My community has gotten mad at me over time whenever I fucking talk about MrBeast, and I'm like, dude, why are you spending any time on this dude at all? I get why it, like, feels weird. I get why it feels cringe. I understand that. But even as far as, like, exploiting the poor type content goes, like, this literally is, like, at the tippy top of, like, inoffensive, okay? Because the video itself, unironically, is a funding vehicle for the philanthropy that the video is promoting. You know what I mean? Like, there's no... If that is also a problem, then what you want is just for MrBeast to cease to exist and just, I guess, I don't know, magically keep funding every charity that he's doing, but quietly, okay? in a way that like doesn't garner attention, in a way that doesn't generate views. I'm not saying he's Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, like all these fucking weirdos are, okay? But I'm simply stating that, like, in the grand scheme of things, when we're thinking about fucking content overall, like, he is the mathematically least offensive content creator. You know?
Let's say MrBeast is truly rotten to the core and everything he does is driven for selfish gain of growing his brand and all of that. No matter how you spin it, 1,000 people in this video just had their lives improved for the better. And let's say other selfishly driven assholes watch this video and they see the amazing amount of views on it. Well, they might do the same thing. 1,000 more people get their blindness cured by another YouTuber who wants a ton of views. Also, real quick, MrBeast didn't find the cure for blindness. It's not like he was digging in his backyard, found buried treasure, and it was just like this fucking panacea to cure blindness or anything like that. He is paying for surgery that currently exists. Just wanted to quickly clear that up real quick, just in case anyone keeps seeing these headlines and are convinced that Dr. Beast came in here and found some kind of...
Because he brings comfort to people who otherwise would be receptive to socialist agitprop. If you think a fucking YouTuber is reinforcing capitalist dynamics with his YouTube videos, please turn on the television. Turn off the broadcast right now and turn on your motherfucking TV, dude. That's crazy, okay? Or just turn off the MrBeast channel and like look at any other fucking channel. If MrBeast had made the thesis of the video that if only more rich people did that, the world's problems would be solved, he would be the person all the Twitter lefties imagined him to be, but that wasn't his conclusion. Exactly. Like, as much as a fucking capitalism dick rider as Jimmy is, okay, he loves capitalism. He thinks this is the best system. Why wouldn't he think that? Every fucking facet of information tells us, reinforces that it's so good. Okay, why the fuck wouldn't a normie dude from North Carolina who literally did Guantanamo Bay style torture to himself so he could like, you know, generate YouTube clout and eventually be the largest YouTuber on the fucking planet, why wouldn't he think that this is a good system? Of course he does. But like, it's not like he's turning around and being like, see, I saved all these people because I'm a magnanimous 100 millionaire. And if all these other 100 millionaires got together and did it, we would be able to solve these problems. You know, let's do it together, guys. There's no reason to fucking make sure that like this system, it changes in any meaningful capacity. And for those of you who say, well, MrBeast didn't turn around and offer systemic critique, why the fuck would he? Why would he put that in the fucking video when that shit, unfortunately, draws so much ire, even from leftists? He's making a video about fucking kids. He's making a video for kids, okay? And he also personally questioned it too. But hey, that one only got 567,000 likes. You know what got a lot more likes though? Shitting on people criticizing him. Look at that. MrBeast bad, 700,000 likes. MrBeast says, why can't curable blindness be cured by governments? Only 500,000 likes. I wonder why. Because everybody fucking despises leftists, okay? Understand that position and operate from that position. That should be your starting point. And everything you should be doing, not that like optics are all that important in the grand scheme of things, organizing is significantly more important. But if you want to fucking make a cause more understandable, and if you want to fucking combat the nonstop century-long Red Scare propaganda, you have to be literally Jesus Christ himself. Okay? You have to make it more palatable. Anyway. No cap, my 63-year-old mom has been apparently a MrBeast sub for like a year, and this stuff is making her so sad. Shut the fuck up. Are you serious? Anyway. That's hilarious. Stop saying some Valo would hit different right now, okay? Anyway, all right, where the fuck? Let's finish this up.
Wild blindness cure. But anyway, it doesn't even matter what the motivation behind the videos or the act is, because no matter how you spin it, there's the immutable fact that 1,000 people just had their lives improved for the better. Even if MrBeast is the result of a fusion dance between Darth Vader and Doctor Doom, it wouldn't change the fact that 1,000 real people just experienced a very real improvement in their life as a result of them making that video. which in my opinion is a good thing, and I feel like most people should feel the same way. There's plenty to be mad about with the core problem here, which is these people should have already had access to this treatment without MrBeast needing to make a video on it. That I completely agree with. But that doesn't make me mad at MrBeast for doing it. That makes me upset at the system that's currently in place enforcing that. That is the issue, not what MrBeast has done. And I'm so fucking tired of hearing this term poverty tourism tossed around when talking about MrBeast. It just shows such a gross misunderstanding of what that even means. To try and slap that.
Oh, this is something I wanted to read. Sorry. I admire you trying to get others to see your point, but having watched you since 2019, throughout the controversies and trends, it just feels like some people will never be charitable to you, even if you are to them. So many on the left have misplaced anger, and the right is either genuinely stupid or forever lost in capitalist dogma. One thing I want to mention about this, okay? One, thank you for watching. Two, it doesn't matter, okay? I have a very important principle that I go by, which is, who the fuck cares? Do the right thing regardless. This is something that I've told people that have asked me about, like, highlighting their philanthropic endeavors, highlighting when they, like, promote their own charities or whatever. People are always going to shit on you. Do the right thing regardless, okay? And you will be able to sleep comfortably at night. Now, what I want to also mention here, and I hope people in here, even people who are haters, who are in here every fucking day, okay? I hope they understand one thing. I am an avid believer in rehabilitation. I'm an avid believer that you can, no matter what you've done, atone for your past self and become a better person. It is at the heart of my commentary. It is what I believe in, and I've been saying this for fucking years. You can go back to, like, literally, you can go back to, like, videos from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. You can go back to YouTube, my YouTube channel. When I first started my YouTube channel, one of the first videos I ever talk about is, like, privilege blind spots and atonement and restitution and getting better as a person. It is something that I have believed in firmly since birth, pretty much. It's something that I have been advocating for many, many years. So what I'm telling you in here right now is that if you came in here uncharitably, if you have ideas that you're afraid that I would fucking shit on you for, okay? One thing I have to mention is if you come into this community with an open mind and an open heart, okay, I will welcome you. And I will shit on others who yell at you, okay? I do this all the fucking time. It's part of the reason why so many people on the left hate me, okay? Well, also because I'm successful and leftists do love, shitting on their own, especially and from a right-wing critique, literally, and, like, adopt the same right-wing, like, socialism means you need to be poor shit. But everyone in here knows there is a reason why there are a lot of people in here that were like, you took me out of the alt-right pipeline. You took me out of the alt-right pipeline. You saved me from the alt-right pipeline. I'm no longer the shithead I used to be, okay? So understand, if you're in here for other reasons, if you're like, oh, fuck this guy, I want to fucking see, maybe I can clip him out of context and, like, get other people to hate on him or whatever. If you legitimately want to change, as long as you come in here with an open mind and you ask questions with an open mind, no fucking, like, just curious, why are you a piece of shit who, like, I don't know, traffics people or some shit. Unless you do stuff like that and take advantage of the democratic process that I have in this chat, even though this is almost a fucking... You're really good about defending people asking questions in good faith when chat dogpiles? Exactly. Even though, because there is a only 10-minute wait period, a lot of people like to take advantage of that and derail the conversation. If you're in here genuinely interested in learning, if you truly, truly want to learn, if you truly want to change your mind on issues, if you're open-minded, I will shelter you, I will protect you, and I will try to help you, okay? There are plenty of others who were just like you who changed their minds. That is one thing that I genuinely do not like about some people that claim that they're on the left, that they feel as though there is this inability to change and that people are firmly stuck in the mindsets that they are. They don't recognize it as a product of social conditioning, or even if they do recognize it as a product of social conditioning, they are so hyper focused on the immediate harm that is being caused in that circumstance that they cannot see a way out. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. It's perhaps because I come at it from a place of privilege. Let's be real. I'm a white guy. I'm cishet. You know what I mean? Tall. I am attractive by Western standards. That definitely plays a role in me not personally being super emotional and not constantly being on the defense when I see someone who's otherwise engaging in like a microaggression. Okay? There are avenues where microaggressions are launched towards me as well. One of them is like, you know, the double S Hasan. It's a classic. That's a banger. Everybody knows that one. And even then, I, you know, try to fucking hold it back. Even though it is a big self-report. No, not Hassan, the double S Hasan. When someone says Hassan is a piece of shit, I'm like, okay. Anyway. Or people calling you a cockroach or some shit. Yeah, I mean. What do you say to chatters that you took out of the alt-right pipeline but radicalized them again for fucking their mom? I say, I'm sorry for fucking your mom, but she ain't sorry.
Label on what MrBeast does is so fucking off the mark. The worms in your brain must be suffering from parasites. Like, there is so much wrong in your noodle to possibly even think for a second this could be considered poverty tourism. You know what is poverty tourism, and something that a lot of YouTubers have done and is exploitative, is the people that go to, like, when Phidias went to the poorest country in the world, and it's just showcasing, oh, look at how poor they are, and treating everyone there like props for his own video. That's poverty tourism, and I will fully agree that there are cases of people trying to emulate MrBeast, like the example I just used, Phidias, and just completely missing the mark and ending up making a video where it's just, hey, look at all these poor people. Wow, they're so poor. Can you believe they're that poor? Maybe we should do something? Like, that's an issue. Yeah, that content sucks. I don't support that. Fucking nobody supports that. When Phidias posted that video, he got dunked on by everyone on the internet. It's not something people like. But what MrBeast does, I think, is very far removed from poverty tourism. Now, there is one very legitimate complaint directly at MrBeast that I will agree with, and it's the thumbnail. The thumbnail is weird. I definitely think this is one of MrBeast's weirdest thumbnails here. It's like alarming.
I wonder, dude, what the fuck? Charlie is spitting. Can't believe MrBeast hasn't dismantled capitalism or destroyed the patriarchy. What a horrible man. I mean, I guess they're like memeing along with Charlie, but they're not like recognizing that he's saying exactly like, I agree. With the exception of like, I guess, of like LOL overruled, which is an easy to misconstrue tweet. I understand. Every other part of this is nearly verbatim the same shit that I say all the time about this issue.
Almost. Like, there's like 1,000 words told in this single picture here, and none of them make any sense. So yeah, I think the thumbnail is very odd. But yeah, thumbnail aside, I think what he's done is a good thing, obviously. And I don't really know how you can even justify through mental gymnastics why it's bad and why you hate him for it. It just doesn't really compute.
What? I had to look at it like, these are my bindings, but I'm not bound. I build tomorrow, and I can build it kinder. That's a good take.
Me. What you're actually mad about is an issue he had nothing to do with. Again, I don't think people should have to rely on a YouTuber looking to make a big video in order to get life-changing surgery. That is the issue. It's not so much the YouTuber that pays for that surgery. That I think is just, no matter how you spin it, a good thing for the person. I'm really tired of people speaking on others' behalf, getting offended for other people.
Look, he's doing it again. He cured 1,000 people's blindness with a thumbnail. Left and right both like the virtue signal too much. Point the finger and declare I'm right and you're wrong to feel better. First of all, I thought Charlie was firmly in the center. Why are you considering to be a leftist? He cured 1,000 people blindness with a thumbnail. No, like, you can make an optics argument about why it feels icky when you're fucking doing something otherwise that's nice, which Charlie did. But it doesn't matter. No amount. When you do something, when you do something that's like a philanthropic thing, like, there's no nuance allowed in that. You know what I mean? You're getting mad at a guy who glazed up MrBeast the entire time. Okay? He glazed up MrBeast the entire time, and yet you still got mad. Recognize that internally. Okay? Recognize that inside of your mind. Okay?
That they're not involved with and they don't know. I've seen a lot of people attribute feelings to the 1,000 people in these videos saying, man, they must feel so used and exploited. They must feel so violated that Jimmy used them here for a viral video. Well, I'm going to make a counterpoint. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you know them? Huh? Was that you in the video? Your family member? Your friend? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. How are you going to speak for them? How are you going to be mad for them and try and tell everyone what they were likely experiencing? I would wager a guess they're experiencing a high level of happiness
from being able to see. Yeah, the counter to that counter, though, still is that, like, yeah, I mean, these are people who are vulnerable. These are people who are exploited, and therefore, like, yes, they're happy, but, like, it doesn't even matter. Ultimately, everyone's happy regardless. And what MrBeast did, curing and helping people or paying for 1,000 surgeries, is an objectively good thing. I don't even think people are saying that that's bad. Anyone who says that that's otherwise bad is just fucking insane, honestly. And you come across like a psycho.
I bet they were thrilled to have eyesight, would be my guess. So yeah, anyway, that's really my take on the whole situation. I think this drama...
Anyway.